May I record as well, please?
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's see. Wait, I'm going to the wrong place. It was Jewel, right? Allow record.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, where did I put the markers? I'm in a new office, those of you that didn't notice. I'm looking for a gray. This will do. I think I still don't have it looking like her mouth. I keep changing my mind.
Kind of looks like if Shaun White had a baby, right?
I think I'm on bond paper instead of marker paper. It shows more texture. There's pros and cons of switching paper. As you get used to the different papers, you might change your mind and go, oh, I want more texture, or I want it smoother. Still, I think her nose is higher. Still doesn't look like her. Yeah, now that gave her a little more expression. Okay, so then she has pale peach. Okay, I'm gonna make her skin pale peach. I usually never use the fine tip, but I'm doing it today because there's not much room on that face. She has little dimples on her knees and they bag over her socks. I don't know if you can see that fine a detail, but her feet, her legs are chubby.
Miss Rat, this is out of
Yeah.
a magazine, right?
Say it again?
This is out of a magazine.
Yes.
What magazine is it out of?
A French magazine that says baby in French.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm sure we might have been able to find that at Barnes and Noble. I'm just kind of
uh,
limited what magazines I could get, but it's cute.
I would just go to Pinterest and look for poses.
Yeah.
I think that would be easiest now that we're locked in. So when I let it dry, it's going to show it a little darker and I can get some of those wrinkles with the color. So because I'm on the textured paper, it gives me a little texture. And I'm just putting the same color on top of little darker, showing the shadow from the dress or the coat. So the insides of the legs get a little darker. That doesn't work. So she has the Peter Pan collar. Wow, what's that noise? So this is the class where we had the little hacker yesterday, right? Where it kept making noises that wasn't us, voices.
Yeah.
It reminded me of when I was a child, the telephones were not always private. You would get other people on the phone and you'd have to ask them to get off because they were called party lines. And if someone was making a phone call when you were, they would get right in on your phone call and they would politely hang up. It sounded like that's what was happening. Like someone got into our class and they didn't even know that they were in it.
Yeah, I saw little pranks like that on YouTube. People going into Zoom classes and just doing little pranks and stuff.
Well, I think if they just do random numbers, they're going to end up in somebody's class.
Yeah.
Those numbers are so hard to get in the first place. They make it really complicated. Jewel, are you drawing along?
Yes. I spent a lot of time on the face. I want to, I'm trying to color in her mouth, but I want to make her look like she's got a black hole for a mouth.
She pretty much does.
Yeah, but, it's just got to look, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to get the proportion right.
It just looks like her lips. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, you have to put the picture up. Pin video.
Can you see?
Yes. Oh, okay. Just make the mouth a little bigger.
A little bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you did the same thing I did. Your nose is like where a nose should be, but her nose is way up there, which helps make the expression.
Okay, 'cause she's
Move-
kind of pushing up her chin, I bet. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved the nose up, and the mouth is kind of oval. It's a little more elongated. So drawing facial expressions is really challenging, to say the least. Okay, so I was going to make another body out of our template. So I'll come back to this. Oh, you need the picture, huh? So you can see what you're doing. You need the picture?
That's okay.
Okay. Well, I'll be copying it so you can. Okay. So I'm actually going to make a figure out of this. I dream about what I'm going to do every day. This was in my dream. They make you, as a teacher, they make you write everything you're going to do in advance. And then I just change it all because I like to do things spontaneously. I don't like to do things all the same every time. So one of my friends took me to this seminar of this woman that was a fashion expert. And it was in Beverly Hills in this fancy place. And all these executive women were paying her about $300 a month to tell them what colors and what styles look best on them. So they would bring their really expensive clothing and she'd tell them what works and what doesn't work. And then all the things that didn't work stayed in a pile and she'd give them to everyone else in the class. And then everyone would empty their closets and bring all their stuff because they couldn't think for themselves.
Are you serious?
I'm really serious. And I'm watching this thing and I'm like going, oh, this is ridiculous. These women were executives. They had incredible wardrobe.
Connecticut. I did something similar in Connecticut. That's what I was like a closet consultant, like a stylist and closet consultant.
But did you make them pay $300 a month?
No, I just did it I just made them pay for the service of
But-
like doing it.
But
It
did
wasn't
you
like
make them throw away half their clothes?
yeah,
And then did you give them to other people?
I did. Sometimes I
Oh.
donated it and sometimes I put it in my store. But I did like closet clean outs to where I would go to their house, we'll go through all their clothes that they have, and we'll talk about like what they want to look like and what they're trying to portray. And then I would help them create a look. And I did it for a lot of like
Well,
doctors.
it sounds like yours was a little more ethical. This lady was taking
seminars.
them for a lot of money. So I was just like, well, anyway, as I'm watching this seminar, she wants everyone to plan what they're going to wear like a week in advance. And I was like, no way, I don't do that at all with my clothes. I wake up, what mood I'm in depends what I'm going to wear. I would never know what mood I'm in the week before.
Same
So
way.
I was her like worst client. I was like, I'm not paying for this.
Did you laugh? I would have like.
It was funny. My girlfriend apologized for taking me. It was just funny. I think it's can be a legitimate service. I just was like shocked that these guys would pay so much money to throw all their expensive clothes away.
I charged $60 an hour to do it, and I had
That's
like different packages. So
Wow.
yeah,
But it is a service for those that can't, like they just can't do it, and I can see that. But to throw all your clothes away when you spent a fortune made no sense to me. They could resell it, and they would just let
but they
buy.
won't. that's like a lot of the things. Like a lot of people say, like when I first started my business, I was like, oh, people aren't gonna want to buy or stuff that I found. But a lot of people don't like doing the work. Like I had a lot of customers that had like super expensive brands and stuff, and they just don't want to go online and sell it or deal with the process of selling it.
Yeah. And that's understandable. That's true. So you saw how I made a new body out of the croquis template.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. The only thing about these two is I like their poses, but I just don't like the side view face. I like this one's face because it's so cute right here.
Miss Rat, for you know how you did the template for the kids, do
Yeah,
they have to have a standing leg?
that would. Yeah, this is the standing leg. Wherever the hip is high is the one holding the weight, or she'll fall
Okay.
over. If she doesn't have the leg in line with her clavicle, then you put her leaning on something like a chair or a wall, because she will fall. Usually little kids don't have much eyebrow, so I don't make it the eyebrow clear. Just make it a little suggestion. I like her rosy cheeks. And their faces are usually rounder and they have very little neck.
Mm-hmm.
Her shoulders are really tiny. I stagger the hem so it looks better with a little stagger.
Do you have any grandkids, Miss Rat?
I have one that's 1 year old, and I have two more on the way. One's due in June and one's due in August.
Oh, my brother's having a baby at the end of June.
First they said you couldn't have your partner in the room. Now they said you can.
Oh,
They
that's
keep
good.
they keep changing what they feel safe doing.
Are you excited to be a grandma to two more kids?
It's fun. It's really fun because my kids were a lot of work, and now they're starting to realize how much work it is. Fun.
Do you have a granddaughter now or a
And
grandson?
a granddaughter.
Um,
She's all over the place, and my son's exhausted. He said, so much work. I go, I know. It's so funny. And so you see that little face.
But it's cute because they like always love running after the grandmas.
Yeah, it's fun. So her hair's all braided. Still looks a little funky. Right there looks a little funky. The forehead is higher on a child. So here's my, I'll get it just a little bit higher. That will help make her look younger. It's funny, your forehead is high when you're little, and it's also high when you're old. So when I'm drawing at these, I'm looking at angles. So her head doesn't look big enough compared to her head. So I need to come out a little bit more. I just keep changing it till I like it. The hand in this picture I don't really like. I might change it slightly. Now it looks stupid. So it looks like she's pulling her dress. The boots are really cute. They have different color buttons on them. And they curl up a little. Try to get them staggered. That helps create depth. I want some shoes like that. Those are cute.
I do too. They're kind of like Victorian, right?
Yeah, that's true. With a little whimsy, all the bright colored buttons. They're cute. Okay, so now, where did I put my colored pencils? There they are. Oh, because I put my little light on there. Oh, and I unplugged it. So will it work? Oh, it has a little juice. It'll work. Does it make any difference? I don't know if it makes any difference. Sometimes these lights just make more noticeable messes. So that little wire is in the way. Maybe we'll get it out of the way. It's still kind of in the way. There. It's cute. Okay, so this is a brick beige. Check it first how clean it is. I'm still on bond paper instead of marker paper. The little girl in this picture, her brows make it look like she's worried. So I might change her brows a little so that they lift up. Oops, what was that noise? Now they're too heavy. So forget that. I don't like that. I wanted to try and get that expression, but I don't want them that heavy. I might put them in pencil, colored pencil. So it's a little textured because I'm on bond paper, not marker paper.
Miss Rad, there's no kids in the nine head croaky, right?
No, there should be.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
there is. I just haven't seen it yet.
They're in the back.
Okay, because I know in the fashion illustration and inspiration and technique book, that you recommended, they have kids in it.
Yeah. I
And that, I really like that book. That's my favorite book I've gotten so far.
That's the Dina Albin book.
The Anna Kemper one.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one too. Yeah.
Oh, I highly recommend it. I love it. I get so inspired when every time I look at it.
I'm not sure if she has children in there. Might just be.
In that one she does, but in the Nine-Head Croaky, I haven't found any yet. You said it's towards the back, maybe? I bet I can.
Chapter 8, I think.
Okay. What edition do you have? 'Cause I have 3.
I have the 2006 edition.
Oh, okay. I don't know what year this is. Oh, okay. It does this children. It is towards the back. Okay. Mm.
Wow. I dropped my marker and it almost hit my shirt, but it didn't. Hazardous job. A little bit of pencil goes a long way.
Mister, you make it look so easy, and then when I work on it, it's like nothing compared to what you've drawn.
Doesn't behave.
Yeah, or shaded in.
Was it hard to watch this long?
No, yeah, sometimes I'll just like at like around 8 o'clock, I'll just like do a quick walk around.
Yeah.
But it's pretty like interesting because you'll do like the shading and it's like something different. It's kind of like watching Bob Ross.
Oh, yeah. I'm very hyper. It was always hard for me to sit still and to watch someone create. So I have to like speed it up, and then I enjoy it speeded up and their voice all funny. I get a kick out of it. But I speed it up simply because I can't sit still long enough. So if I speed it up, I'll watch it till I get exhausted. And that's usually never when it's finished. And then I'll come watch it again because I just can't handle watching it the whole time.
I usually watch things twice and like read books twice because I feel like I can't process everything the first time.
Yeah. And I totally forget what it's all new when I come back to it. It's like I'm seeing it for the first time because I just forget so many details.
Buenos dias.
It's Rad.
Yeah,
So my I'm making a cape with a detachable hood.
yeah.
On my flat, should I incorporate the hood or should I not incorporate the hood?
It's detachable.
Mm-hmm.
Show it in a call out box.
Okay. Okay. So make it without it and then
Yeah.
make it out. Oh God.
Or you could show another person behind her wearing the hood, and then in the call out box, show how it attaches.
For the on the flat.
On the flat, show it without it, and then show it with it, just a little call out box, so that
Okay.
the seamstress can see how it's made.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Miss Rad, can you push it up, please?
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to see, because I didn't.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I couldn't see where it was. So even though it's a black boot, I tried to keep it only in the shadows so that you can see the detail of the boot. So now's a good time to stretch your neck because we've been in one position for a while. Just move your body around. This sketch is a little bit of an advanced pose, so I'm not quite sure I want to do it because it's not going to be easy. And why do you think it's not an easy pose?
The pose.
Yeah, because it's not what you're used to looking at. People are usually not twisted and bent downward, so it makes different shapes that you're not familiar with. Power of the eraser. I wish I would have invented the eraser. I don't know who did, but I hope they made a lot of money. I always wondered who invented the paper clip. That's pretty cool too. I probably just have to ask Google. She has a cute little toy in her hand. And her face is all distorted. So who knows if I can get that looking good. Even though I've been drawing a long time, this is a challenging pose because it's certainly not what we're used to seeing. So that chin had a little angle. Curly hair can change a lot of things in that neck. I don't think.
Miss Rad,
Yeah.
for the project, so I was reading it last night online on Canvas, and it said that we're making a collection for a brand.
Yeah.
I thought we were creating our own brand and we were making it a competitor for another brand.
You're like a division of a brand that's already created, but it's your own. So you can have your own logo.
Okay, so does that mean that we have like our own division and then
Yeah.
that has a name and then this collection has a name?
You just have one name, it's your
Okay.
collection, and it's part of another brand.
Okay.
You can say you're collaborating with whoever this brand is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it look like a toy? I have no idea what that toy was. I've been watching some of the YouTube videos of different fashion illustrators. I never realized how we all do it differently. Some of them like take this pencil and draw the whole thing with a bright colored pencil. I still haven't quite figured out why they do that. Like I said, I get tired of watching and I have to go take a break, and then I forget where I was. But the reason I'm adding color to this is I'm going to add the same color. Oh, so she has a cute little collar sticking out. I used to have a dress with that collar and I loved it. Okay, so it's a little placket. Little placket, and all the little ruffles are pleats. So I bought a lot of these cheap markers online to check them out. They bleed a little more. They don't blend as easy as the Prismacolor, but they work and they're super cheap. So I'm on bond paper, so it's going to keep it from bleeding. On marker paper, it moves a lot faster. But it's not bad. Can't see my pencil at all. Whereas the Prismacolor would probably show it. It goes right over it. It doesn't really blend it either. I don't know why. It must not have alcohol in it. It doesn't have the smell of the Prisma. Yeah. So it must be something else. When I first started selling my artwork, the artist prior to me, whose job I was replacing, had died of cancer. And I really think it was from the markers, because markers in the early 70s still had, I think it's called Xylenol, something like that. And it was very toxic. And her room had no ventilation. So whenever you can smell the fragrance of the marker, you need to open a window, just so you protect yourself.
How old was that person that passed away?
I never asked, but
Yeah.
I don't know that she was died of old age. I don't think that was it. But it always like amazed me that you spend all these years getting really good at it and then you just die. And then there's nothing, all those things you learned just go, they're gone. So keeping all your work and publishing it is nice that you can go back and see your body of work and how you changed as an artist. My illustrations from way back when don't look like the ones I do now. You just change. There's no way you're going to stay the same. So it's showing the black. So I'm getting some. Forgot to put the bright colored pockets. That was the coolest part of this thing. So there are alternatives when you make an air. I could just take another piece of paper and glue it on top of this. And my original drawing isn't going to be the one they look at anyway. They're going to be looking at my digital portfolio. So I could get away with that. Why not? Or another fun way to fix an illustration is throw it in Photoshop and play with it. I think I told you I've taken the classes so many times and I forget every time what I did when I get back to the machine because I can't remember what buttons I pushed. But the more you do it, the more you remember. You don't forget as much. So I forgot those cute little pockets. So I easily could just take a piece of scrap paper look at my sketch. The pocket goes about right here, has a cute little flap, and my hand there. And then over here, it's got the cute little pocket and the cute little flap. So then I can just cut these out. I think I left my cute little scissors in the other room. I don't have an X-Acto knife in here. Guess I'm gonna have to walk to the other room if I want to do this little demo. So stretch your neck while I walk to the other room. Be right back. I'm back. So I got a glue stick. So I have an artist that I like. I have several that I like, but she's young. Her name is Connie Lim. She's online. She grew up and went to Art Center in Pasadena. And then she went to St. Martin's in England, and I think she's still in England. And she made fashion trading cards. And they're on my Pinterest page, the one that's all about fashion illustrators. And it shows some of her cards. But the profit she made from her trading cards enabled her to pay for her tuition at St. Martin's. So they're great. Yeah. And she does a lot of this, cutting paper out and putting it on top. There goes a gardener. Guess I'm going to have to close that window. Someone told me you should always have some fresh air if you're stuck inside your house. You should get the fresh air circulating. Okay, this one goes, this one had the little finger, so I could either cut it out or just paint the finger right there. Okay, let me turn off that window.
My mom told me that they figured out that like the virus likes to hang out in like cold places,
Oh,
and you know, because it's a flu, so it makes sense that it wants to be in cold places, and that's where it thrives. So if you're indoors all the time, like it's not good because it's probably in your ventilators, like hanging out in the ventilation.
really?
And that's why there's been so many cases at, I mean, yeah, because there's more people going to grocery stores, but because it's so cold in there, you know,
Yeah.
um, that it just thrives and it stays alive there. So, you know, to make sure you're drinking a lot of warm tea, like hot beverages, just in general, and making sure like you sweat a lot and you work out because it doesn't like warmth. It likes the cold.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know, we're not supposed to be inside all day. We need the sunlight, but you know, yeah.
Yeah. And we get wrinkled.
Last year, I worked full time at a Trader Joe's,
Yeah.
and I've never gotten so sick in my life. Like every other week, I was sick with a new cold
Do you,
working there in the winter a year ago at Trader Joe's.
you think
And sorry,
is it all the people? You're seeing so many people during the day?
you're seeing a lot of people, yes, but I think it's also a has because you know this past winter I worked at a school, an elementary school, and I thought, here we go again. I'm gonna get so sick because all these kids are probably really sick. But I only got sick like twice.
Oh.
So yes, there's probably a lot more people going to grocery stores, but it just goes to show that cold climate, you're indoors, you're not getting fresh air, you know,
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of ventilation, you know, so I think that has a really big deal because I was getting sick all the time. Like it was getting insane. I
Wow.
got sick every other week from December up until March. It was just horrible. It was the worst. And then I got really sick in May. I got strep throat in May. Who gets strep throat in May? Me, working at a grocery store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I finished one of my uh kiddos. This isn't a design. It was just a practice. So I'm
Okay.
still trying to practice my style and everything. So I'll show you.
I'm gonna pin it.
I did the shoes that
Yeah.
you did today. I really liked those shoes.
That's so cute. I like the pigtails.
Yeah, thank you.
I like the design too. Why don't you like that design?
Well, I copied it. It ain't original.
Oh, I didn't mean to get pink hair. Oh well.
Ooh, yes, give the kiddo pink hair. Give her pastel hair.
That's
Got
funny.
cotton candy for hair.
Only so I could put a little. I tried to dye one of my children's hair when they were little, and the hairdresser said it was child abuse. And now it's all popular.
Better that than getting hair chalk all over the place.
Hmm.
That's a mess. Miss Rat,
Yeah.
my collection, it's really hard because I'm trying to design clothes that are good for kids, but that have um the same vibe as like Star Wars. Because
Yeah.
what kid doesn't like Star Wars? But also bohemian. So
Oh,
I can do a little bit of both. But then I want most of the clothing to be unisex.
okay.
So that's it's like really hard trying to figure out how to mesh all those together. So I'm thinking, especially with plaid, but I think I'm just gonna do different shades of like brown plaid because Star Wars never wore plaid. Fairies don't ever wear plaid.
Oh.
Maybe it could be like a distressed plaid, like a really old looking plaid. I like that look.
So I made the coat in that red, and I'm going to make the shoes in this Prismacolor red. So they may clash. So this red has a little bit more orange in it. But it lets me blend the pencil more. I'm getting just a little bit of that cherry red in there. So does anybody have things they're struggling with?
Say it again.
Does anybody have anything they're struggling with?
No, I'm getting through it
Yeah.
slowly.
This one has the buttons with the color also. So I could glue on little buttons. So I can see where the seams are.
Miss Rad.
Yep.
So I'm kind of experimenting with different shapes
Yep.
with the kids, and I was wondering if it's okay if we have one that's like cartoonish and then one that's like kind of chubby.
That's
Or
okay.
do you- Yeah, okay. I can't pick one. They're all fun. Oh, that right.
You could have her looking in the mirror and she turns into the stick figure.
Oh, that kind of reminds me of body dysmorphic disorder. That was dark, Miss Rad.
It was humor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I like her beret.
Which one? This one?
Uh-huh. I like how they're all like and
Owls?
the arms are all they're all holding on to each other. That's cute. That looks challenging, but that is a cute pose for them to all.
One of the books, Nins Moda.
That's not a child. That's a preteen.
That's Spain, Germany, and Italy and France, that magazine.
Oh, this is cute. She's in a bathtub. Oh, this is so cute.
That one?
Yeah, give her that little knight's armor hat thingy. That's so cute.
I like her hair.
She's gonna slay.
Yes. I can't tell which side that sweater button's on. I think it's buttoning on this side.
Is there any kids magazines like from like America, or they're just mainly all like European?
Well, I actually subscribe to different children's wear online, and they start sending me their magazines.
Oh,
Um,
they
I have them really close. What?
do that because at my job they don't even send out magazines.
Oh, where do you work? At a children's place?
Yeah,
Oh, what's the name of it?
Plastic Group. The brand that we do is Zuni, Pinky, and Violet.
Maybe it's just not big enough to make it profitable to send out a magazine.
I think it is. It's just the owner's really cheap.
Oh, because the one I've got is Bowden. Let me get it. It's right here. So a lot of times when you go online, just find one you like and tell them you want a catalog. This one usually has some really cute poses. That's why I get it. Let's see.
This stuff is a lot nicer.
So they probably have a bigger budget.
A lot of the clothes is similar, but their clothes seems a lot nicer and more for like the kids market.
And it also gives you ideas. Like all of them have screen prints. All of them have embroidery or applique. So it gives you
Me too.
more research. So here's one they put little fringe tasseled jewelry.
Oh yeah, he won't do that because it's too expensive. The tassels are too expensive.
Oh, so here we got an applique mermaid.
Oh, the sequins.
Yeah, and an applique bunny and a.
Yeah, oh no, he won't do that. It's too expensive according to him.
Look how cute that little bunny is. So you get the idea how playful.
It's nice. Where are they based out of? Do you know?
Let's see if it says. Okay. And this is really good. I think I'll copy this and send it to you guys. It tells you all the sizes, but it doesn't tell me where they're based out of from. It just says 866 area code. So I guess when you're online, you can just not tell anyone where you're from because I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it.
Probably they have it's a British clothing retailer
Oh, okay. So there we got some.
from London.
Yeah, we got a little.
Their
Yeah.
clothes are really nice.
So we got trolley car, dinosaurs, helicopter, truck. So these are great. They're giving you ideas. This one's cute. Little guitar with a speaker.
Yeah.
And I think the speaker, yeah, is the pocket. Airplanes, cars, rockets. Shark. Shark's really popular. Kids have a song called Shark Tank. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And
Doodle.
so now you find sharks in all the playwear because
Yeah.
they like it. My grandchild just got a shark kite.
Huh?
So
Excited.
Cute.
bugs and dogs with sunglasses. Can you see that dog with the sunglass? And the little bunny ears on the hoodie.
I think Carlos did something like that recently with knit.
And then it's got the train on it with flowers and little trains on the onesie. The umbrella rainbow. You can see all the little whimsical child things. A 3D applique of a sheep, a bunny on the back, little geese. Cute. Does it say here where they're from?
I bet if once Barnes and Noble opens back up, or possibly maybe get like their app or something, and you might be able to look at their magazines that way or something.
The
Because I know that's where I would go for any kind of, because I was trying to find my favorite magazine, Nylon, but Target had barely any magazines.
They
And
don't do magazines anymore since like about a year or two.
I know where
at Target, because I used to have a ton back in the day. I remember.
No, Nylon.
Uh,
Nylon stopped printing.
oh,
the bookstore.
Nylon is closed? Or they only do it online now, huh?
It's only online.
Oh, that makes sense then.
There's
When they
a
That
started,
was the best way for me to collage. Everything was cut out nylon. They had the best. That's the best magazine.
They have bookstores in Pasadena next to the Lemley Theater. It's not Barnes and Noble, it's another one. I can't think of the name of it. It'll come to me. But they have a huge magazine section and they can order it if they don't have it.
Oh, that's nice. I was gonna say, like, once they open back up, you can probably get some good magazines for that. But I wonder when I think they're slowly starting to open stuff back up. Like my family friend said that Redondo was like in like a week. They're gonna start opening up restaurants. They're gonna open up the beach. They're gonna open up uh bars and everything, but only at 25% capacity.
Wow.
This is according to him.
Yeah, because you have to be 6 feet away. So they have to make more room.
Right. But they're at least opening up the beach, so that's good.
Yeah. So this company's from England, London, England. And now it said in Pennsylvania, that's where they have their warehouse.
oh, I think they have a lot. I think I know Nasty Gal one time it came from Pennsylvania, and Forever 21. It might be a distribution center.
Yeah, a distribution center, Armstrong Road in Pittston, Pennsylvania. So it says orders are placed at Pittston, Pennsylvania, registered in Delaware, and their trade names and registered in England and Wales. So they're global. But I get a catalog every few months. So if you want more paper in your house. So here we go.
You're helping my mom keep her job.
What's your mom do?
She works at the post office. She's a mailman.
Yeah, the post office. I love the post office. So
She gets on me about going paperless.
oh, she doesn't want you to?
She says because the post office has fed me and put a roof over my head.
Oh, how cute. Well, we still need the post office who's going to deliver all our stuff.
Yeah. She says that she doesn't understand how anything ever gets delivered because she just sees a bunch of mail every day.
Okay, let's see. So we short. Might have made it a little too big. Has lots of wrinkles in the drawing, but I don't put every wrinkle. And it has, can't see, I think it's a hoodie. I think it's definitely a hoodie. I think I made it a little wide. It might bring it in a little. Let's see. All I'm doing is just making it a little not so wide. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so this has a print. So I think with little children, I've observed that they wear a lot of pants.
Yes. They like to be comfortable.
Yeah. I think I cut off her feet. If you could see her feet, they'd be right here. So she's holding her classic hand that I don't recommend because it'll look too busy. So I'm just I'll do the little carrot fingers, and I hid one hand because it just gets too busy, or I can make it a pocket. So it's a pocket. Stripes are going to move around in the wrinkles. And I love the hair. The hair is cool. Probably use brown pencil for the hair.
You know, it would be cool if the skirt had a pocket, but I think it would be a really big it would be a hassle because the skirt is probably made of mesh and it has like 2 layers of mesh.
This one is mesh.
Is it mesh? Is it like a tutu or just like a regular dress?
It looks like it's got roses on it. I think it's like a screen print. So I'm using brown pencil and I'm pulling it with a pale peach marker. It makes it look all and fuzzy. It's pretty. And then I could come in with a little darker pencil. This is the black, so close to the, and just some of it is a little darker. And then I'll blend it in. So I am using the little point. Actually, it works good with the little point. So I've got a mix of 3 colors.
For the colorless blender, do I use it in the beginning or at the end?
Of what are you doing? What color?
Practicing doing like the flesh, like shading in the flesh.
Oh, it depends. Is it a light color or dark color?
Light color.
I don't use a colorless blender unless you're using pencil. Are you using pencil?
No, I was using the
Oh.
prism.
If it's just all flesh, you don't need colorless blender. If you were mixing a pencil and trying to fade it into,
Oh, into the marker, like into the.
yeah, I'm going to dry that off. So, but if it's flesh, it should, so you can just put it down straight. Now, if it hits that pencil, it's going to smear that pencil lead. So a couple things, you can flip it over so you're not near the pencil lead, or you can ink it. But I'm on the bond paper. That's why I'm getting rough texture.
Okay, yeah, I'm just using regular paper. I
Yeah.
have bond paper though.
Well, regular paper is fine too. It's actually smoother than bond paper. Marker paper is the best, but we don't always have the best when we have COVID. We deal with what we got. So because it's bond paper, I can come back over with my flash. This one's called Peach, and put a little pencil in it. And it goes nice. It doesn't mess up the mechanical pencil.
Oh yeah.
Another value to it.
So don't shade it all the way. That's where I messed up. Is I shade everything, and I should just and then I should.
You can shade everything with a marker. It's just that I put it on bond paper, so it's not going to be real smooth. So that's why I'm putting the pencil on, because
Oh,
it smooths it out. If I would have done marker paper, it would have been fine. Might put some of that pencil in here. This looks good. I'm going to put a little pink on her cheeks. Maybe I'll put a little pink on her knees and a little darker from the shadow of the skirt, just a little darker under that skirt, and then I'll blend it with a marker. They also have colored pencil blenders if you want to do all colored pencil. It's just a pencil that has no color in it, and it smooths out like this area where it's all mottled. I have one, but I don't know where it is in all my stuff. That's rude. What color should I make the dress? Anyone have a request?
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle blue? What
Yeah.
color is periwinkle? Is it like this color?
It's a hard color. You might not have it.
Is it this color?
Periwinkle is it's like kind of like a light gray, purple blue.
Oh, gray, purple, blue. I probably do have it. I just don't know where. Let's see. I have one called Aquamarine. I have Peacock Blue. This is aquamarine. Do you like that color?
Yeah, it's pretty.
That close to peacock?
She looks so fancy.
Looks fancy.
Yeah, because she's in a blazer.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be a sweater.
Oh, okay.
So if I add some ribbing to it, it might look like a sweater.
Yeah.
It's got a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a go on the sailboat.
Miss Rad.
Yeah.
How would you draw metallic?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll pull out. I have it. There's a couple ways.
You can always draw it on her. You can make her skirt metallic.
So you want a good reference? Sometimes like gold is just mix of browns and yellows, and it
Yeah.
can be tiny. You can buy metallic pens. It's a small area.
Oh yeah, you're right, Jules. I guess it
What's up?
says that the governor is expected to release guidelines for reopening California dine-in restaurants.
Wow. I was shocked when I heard it. I didn't think this day would ever come.
Are you nervous to go out in public?
No.
No.
Worried that you're going to get it?
No, mainly the people that are getting it are the people, healthcare workers, people that are in hospitals, medical field, as of late,
Oh, really? It's a shame.
or like in convalescent homes.
Does anybody know anyone that got it?
My aunt has symptoms, but she's in Mexico.
Oh, she thinks she got it there?
Yeah, she lives in Mexico.
So she won't know for a while. She's been tested.
I think she got tested last week, and I actually haven't heard any update.
So it has a hoodie, and we'll put a drawstring on it.
But I would just say, like, be careful. My my good friend thinks like riots are gonna start happening because so many people are gonna come out and they're gonna want to party. They're gonna want to go to clubs, and their lines are gonna be crazy long because it's only at 25% capacity, and that there's probably going to be like police on the street making sure like crazy shit doesn't happen.
I went to the flower mart on Sunday, and it was crazy. But I mean, majority of the people had on masks.
Yeah. The
And
flower mart, where's that?
in downtown,
Oh,
in the
nice.
flower district, there were some people that didn't have masks on, but there was like police nearby, and there was like the health inspectors were there.
Oh,
And I went hiking on Saturday, and some people didn't have masks, but I mean, we kept our distance, and it was
yeah.
understandable because you kind of like you get suffocated being in the mask while hiking.
So itchy.
Yeah.
And hot.
The minute I'm out of that store, I don't have it on.
I know, you'd think they could invent something that's not so uncomfortable. I was thinking of getting a snorkel to wear under my mask, but I guess that defeats the purpose.
I think if we lined them with like a soft cotton material, they won't be so itchy.
I don't like how hot.
Mm.
Especially like when you have to wait in line or like if it's I feel like when you're outside it's when it itches me the most.
And
Miss
then if
Fran,
it's making it more unsafe. Yes, what did you say?
I'm really trying to draw this hood on this kid and it's just not working.
Let me
He
see.
just looks like he has a really ugly wig on.
So,
See?
okay, hold on. Let me
And then
pick.
I'll show you the photo I'm using.
Okay, go farther
Oh,
up. Okay, so you need to go up a little higher on his head so I see it covering his head.
what what you mean? Like higher, like the the very top of his head needs to be, because I did that and it just really looked like he was like
Let me get a picture of a child with a hoodie on.
he looks like Cleopatra.
Okay, hoodie, spell it right. Child with hoodie.
I'm looking at kids with Jedi robes. Like this.
Oh, that's what you're looking at? That's
Yeah.
what you make? So you're doing the one in the middle?
Yes.
So let me see. Just put it up there. I did a guy with a hoodie like that. And it was for Dashlane.com.
Hmm.
And we spent all this money making this costume. I think the costume cost them about $20,000 to make.
Wow.
And then the commercial, you could barely see it.
Oh no.
Cost to do these commercials.
Not about it. That's insane.
Okay, so I made it high on his head, maybe a little lower.
Okay. Oh, and that helps. It tapers in into his neck.
Yeah.
See, it's not tapering into his neck. It's just sitting on his shoulders.
You can see what to fix.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Wait, can you keep it up there? I'll take a quick picture, please. Thank you.
What would we do without our phones?
We would just die.
We're so used to our phones. Like you guys were probably born, phones were always there, right? You don't know
No.
ever have a phone?
Well, we were there the oldest, like the most memory I have of like phones were like home phones.
Oh.
Yeah. And then eventually people got those mobile, really ugly looking block phones. And then eventually it was razors and sidekicks. And I still think sidekicks were the coolest phones ever invented, like style wise.
I don't even know what a sidekick is.
It's that one that flips up. They started that. Remember, it's like a
Yeah.
phone. It's like a big old like block phone.
I remember.
You
that
can
thing
push
is-
it up, and it's got the keyboard.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I had one of those
Yeah, they're fun,
ago.
and they're like one of the first phones that could like search the web. And then it was BlackBerry. Those were the two first phones. Did you have a BlackBerry?
Me and my friends would all was it BBM?
I had a BlackBerry too. That was really hard to type on though. Like it was hard to type.
My
Really
mom had a beeper. Did you have a beeper, Miss Rad?
Did I have a what?
A beeper.
I never had a beeper.
Oh, those beepers. You had one of those?
But I had a thing called a Palm for a while. It was like a
Oh.
personal little computer, little handheld one. It was a waste of time.
Eh.
It's fun to make them a little playful. So she's got water all over the place.
How did you make the bubbles? Did you put like a little bit of a marker on the side?
Yeah, I started with the light blue and I just drew them like that. And then I added the pencil to define them.
Mm.
And then this one has little leaves. So it looks like a hand-painted dress. Oh, I got into looking on Pinterest yesterday at all the embroidery designs.
Ooh,
Cool. I'm going to show it to you. It was cool.
love embroidery. It's my favorite.
That's one of the requirements on this assignment is to do an embroidery design on one of your garments.
Mm.
But they had lots of embroidery on denim. It was really cute.
I had some really cute denim embroidery pants from Sarah,
Yeah.
but I threw them away because the middle, like they were ripped jeans, and I'm over ripped jeans because I feel like they just tear over time,
Yeah.
and they make jeans look cheap.
They wear out.
Yeah. And they rip. Usually my jeans rip even more because I do a lot of bending at work.
Oh.
But they were nice because like near the pocket they had like the floral.
Yeah.
And then I think on the bottom it was like ripped. It was like the rugged ripped jean. And they also had floral.
So I put some pencil and some ink so they look kind of iridescent. Just makes it look like more texture. There's a little bit of reflective color in that hat. Helps it look. And I put a little bit of the blue in her hair too. Just makes it look like you're reflecting the color. So I think it's almost time for break.
It's 39:30. Oh, fuck. What?
I think I should turn that down.
Yeah, I'll make you peanut butter jelly.
Mute it.
So if things are starting to open back up, it makes me feel like, oh, and for the fall semester, they might have the school open back up.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Could be wrong, but I don't think they can move that fast.
Yeah.
Well, it takes a while to get that huge, because it's pretty big, to switch gears and go back. But maybe they will. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, Miss Rad.
Break time, huh?
Break. Yeah.
Okay, take a break. Come back in 20